Good afternoon, Raghunath. Hello, Raghunath. Is it my voice is clear?
Kumran, is it okay?
Voice is very clear. How about it's fine, everything fine. How about your my voice?
Perfect.
Okay, fine, great. So probably it's because it's my face is not slightly visible, so I can maybe change the place so it will be better. Just a moment. I think now it's better, yeah.
இப்போ
better. ஒருத்தங்க வராங்க இது அட்மிட் பண்றேன்.
Is this fine?
Yeah, it's fine, Raghunath. Yeah, clear. It's okay. It's fine. Good afternoon, ma'am. Students had a morning exam, so they will be joining. Anyway, we will put the video in the YouTube. So we'll start in another 2-3 minutes. Once I will keep admitting. So only I will give a small introduction for 4 minutes about the Institution Innovation Council. Then we can start it.
This way is better or the other way around is better?
Last time it's better. This is okay, fine. No worries. This is okay. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. No worries.
Okay. Okay, just
yes. Just I'll do one thing. I'll put the poster first. Yeah. I'll share the screen for you. So is it the screen is visible, Raghunath?
Fine, perfect.
Your poster is there. Is it right?
Yeah. So you will be sharing the screen. Sorry, you will be sharing the slides. Am I correct?
Yes. I will be sharing. You just tell me next. Then I will keep going. First, I'll put the poster. Yeah. Then I'll put the IAC presentation. Then we are going to your presentation. So all will complete in 30-35 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, Raghunath, for presentation.
That is my pleasure.
It's a very short duration. You accepted the presentation.
Yeah, I'm unable to.
Sorry. So Raghunath, shall I start the presentation formally? So
okay, is my video fine? Now just look into that.
Yeah, your video is fine. Only thing you are if it's still a little bit height taller, if your face is still up to your chest, something like it can be taller. Your laptop can be kept in a little bit higher position, taller place. Okay, fine. This is better. Okay, it is better, Raghunath. So Ranganathan, do you see the poster? Is it right now?
Yeah, fine.
Poster is there because I don't see, because I'm giving it after a long time. So I just see how it looks. Okay, fine. So formally we can. Formally I start the presentation, Ranganathan. So 3 minutes over. So thank you very much, Dr. Ranganathan. Today we have a guest, Dr. Balu Ranganathan, who is a co-founder and technology director from Palms Connect LLC in Sandy, Utah, in the USA. So the LinkedIn given, and also his company profile is given. So thanks for joining for the students and the faculty members. For Madam Hemashi ma'am for joining from Bangalore. Thank you, ma'am, all the way. So this is going to be, he's going to share his journey, like last 4 or 5 years. Dr. Ranganathan, is it 5 years? When your company started, how many years before?
3.5 years.
Oh, great. So he has
3.5 to 4 years.
3.5 years, so full years, and he's also having a office in India in Guindy campus. So he's going to expand. Before we go into the details, I would like to put the share slide on Institution Innovation Council that I will, so the people will have an idea. Ranganathan, is it? Can you see the IIC one? Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Great, Ranganathan. Thanks, Ranganathan. So this Institution Innovation Council is I'm one of the 8 ambassadors here in this campus. There are 7 ambassadors here, faculty members. So this is a IIC website. If you are interested further, you can go to mic.go.in and you can more details. This has been supported by All India Council of Technical Education and the Ministry of Education. I already mentioned that. And there is an Institution Innovation Cell is there in the ministry, and they have a council more than 5,000 in all the colleges and universities. So last year they had a drug discovery hackathon. Probably you know that we could not go and work in the lab last 1.5 years. So now it's possible you can do a computation biology or bioinformatics in other way where we can do find the molecules, and we can suggest, because we can see large number of molecules in thousands, and we can find few molecules, and we can go later for the drug discovery. So Professor Anil Sarabche, who's IIST chairman, you probably know that is a vibrant leader and who's guiding this cell, and is one of the team. And Mr. Abhay Jere is also Institution Innovation Cell leader. So he's guiding us. So then under him, like Mr. Deepan Sahu is there, and for South India, Madam Salvarani is there. So we in South India, we are doing relatively better than other regions. More colleges and universities are participating and taking very seriously. The idea is of this IIC to give a knowledge to students on innovation, IPR, startup entrepreneurship. Now they also included, like there are many other programs, mentor-mentee program, where we can also have a collaboration with other institutions, IIC institution, innovation ambassadors. I already said that we have been trained by the IIC formally, and the online training is keep going, and we attend a large number of experts from startup from India and as well as abroad. They go and give their sharing. So we get those innovation ambassadors. They get like this medal from AICT and the Ministry of Education. So this is a very prestigious medal from AICT. Smart India Hackathon is one of the very important hackathon, which I would like to tell the students to take it very seriously, where your idea can be given, and you will solve a problem of ministry, of central government, state government, private institutions, or even startups. So they give some problem, you solve it, then you get money, and you can also be you can start your own company probably also. So impact lecture, IIC gives a small amount of money, which for the institution which are remote places, they can invite people from experts from other cities, so they can spend some amount of money. So this you can see the problem statement are almost 353 in 2020 Smart India Hackathon. There are central ministry 32 and state ministry 13 and private companies and public public funded university funded organization. PSUs. So they have this 27. So this is the way it is goes. And Thai Hackathon, Indian government doesn't want to import Thai from other countries, so they want to minimize the cost. So they encourage is the $1 billion Thai industry, because we don't feel spending money for our getting a Thai for children. Yeah, it's very expensive. Even in few thousands, we don't mind it. So we want to reduce the burden. So they are working. So please also think about this. Thai Hackathon is one of the one, and Kapila is another one. Whereas Kalam program, IP literacy is very important to understand the various IP one. So that's the way the Periyar Mani Minister of Science and Technology we received last year 5 stars from Ministry of Education and the AICTE. So under this, we have a special guest today, Dr. Balu Ranganathan. So I just stopped my share. So I will going to share his slides now. So just a moment, please. So I'll share the screen now. I have a slide already shared with me. So I'm going to give. Dr. Ranganathan, probably you can see the slide, the first one. Is it visible, Ranganathan?
Fine.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, please tell me one by one. Next, I'll keep going.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to the young minds where they would like to take it up on the entrepreneurship perspective rather than the routine academic perspective. Next slide, please. Okay. So as we come up with the startups, I'm talking about the startups in terms of the healthcare industry. Okay, so in terms of the healthcare industry, it's like this. What we basically would look into that is in terms of a product that need to come out as in the commercial level for the healthcare, we call convergence technology, where we bring in people from different domain, chemical engineering, biotech, as you all see that. See, very important thing is whenever we are working out for a healthcare product, we need the doctor on board directly, the clinician on board. We cannot say that, okay, we are biotechnologists, we can get that, all those things. That's fine, absolutely fine. But even in terms of the scale up, am I fine? Is the video fine? Because I'm not able to see my video. Great, thank you. So we need to have a clinician, that's what we call clinical medicine, a clinician directly on board, so that when we go wrong somewhere, we can sort it out. He can sort it out, he can pull the strings and says, okay, this may be fine, this may not be fine, give priority for this, all those things. And then the other way around, I'm not talking about, I don't want to talk about much onto the biotechnology, chemical engineering, all those aspects, but let's talk perfectly on the other side of the spectrum, where again, other person whom we wanted is regulatories, where definitely we need the regulatories, where they decide upon when this product need to be come to the when this product can be commercialized, what is the pricing, who will be the target audience. I mean, target audience means, let me talk in terms of India, where it need to be in South India, North India, like that, or whether it need to be localized, whether need to be only for the state, Tamil Nadu, or only for a certain district, like that. Then very important thing is we need the business development guys. Okay, so they only can know who are all our value proposition, where whom we can target. Okay, and then what can be the commercialized, saleable, profitable price. So those guys also we need to bring them on board. Next slide, please. Kumaran, kindly look into in terms of the time, Kumaran. Can I have the next slide, please? Am I audible? Am I audible? I'm not able to hear you. Am I audible? Next slide. Thank you. Thank you.
Audible,
so this is what I'm. Yeah, perfect. Works fine. So this is what I mean by this, where we need to have, it's basic convergence technology. So now I have segregated what roles each and everybody will be playing across. So when you are applying for a grant, they look into all those things. How strong is your team first? You may be the PI, may be very strong in this field in biotechnology. But when they look into that, the funding agency doesn't give that as such. You ask for any money, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20, 1 crore like that, $100,000. I'll talk only in terms of the Indian scenario. They look into the team. How strong is the team? Whether the technology can be scaled up. Is there a potential to scale up? And once if we are able to scale it up, whether it has a commercial value. Okay, so that's the thing what they will look into it. Not only the funding agency, but also the investors, whom we will be approaching, whom we wanted to ask them to put their money, all those things. Next slide, please. Okay, right. From our perspective, there are only one client. They are patients. Okay, so we first and foremost, we need to identify what is the problem. First and foremost, there is something called problem statement. We need to identify what is the problem, what is the current solution, and for this current solution, what is the lacunae gap, or what is the drawback. So we need to find it out, lacunae gap or drawback. Okay, so there will be a lot of problems. Definitely there are solutions, existing solutions. Our product, which we have in mind, should solve not only the solution, but also need to be superior from the existing solution. Any questions? Feel free. Anytime you can interrupt me, you can stop me and then ask further questions. Next slide, please, Kumaran.
Yeah, Ranganath, I have a question. So you said patients, so your research or your startup exactly related to drug, so you deal with the drug, is it right?
We are not into new drug discovery. We are into new drug delivery system, because new drug discovery is minimum 12 years to come upon, to get the FDA approval, all those things, and then minimum $3 billion. B for Bangkok. It's not million. It's $3 billion now. You can easily find it out in the Google search engine and ask for a new drug discovery cost. New drug discovery cost. That's 3 billion. So now they basically would look into that as, instead of discovery, why not you deliver the existing drug to a much better way to the patients? Am I clear? So our company works on new drug delivery system, not on new drug discovery.
Thank you. It's clear, Ranganath.
Thank you. Thanks, Conan. Next slide, please. Okay, it's too big in that. It's a product cycle. How we bring the product to the market. Okay, so we'll be doing it in the lab, and then we'll be doing it in vitro. Kumaran, most of them are biotech, or how is that? Biological sciences?
Yeah, mostly biotechnology. There are also other students are there from other discipline. You can touch slightly that technical, and later if they have a doubt, they will ask.
So are they from commerce or something like that?
No, there is a architect is there, but it's generally you can touch, they will understand.
Okay, thank you. So I'll make it in a more simpler way. Okay, fine. So what we need to do is, first we need to work upon at the in vitro. In vitro means cells. In the normal cells, human cells, we need to work it out. And then we need to work it out, we call in vivo. We need to work it out with the lab animals, we call small animals, rat, mice, like that. Then take it to larger animals, we call like sheep, pig, goat, like that. So there we need to take it up. And then based on those things only, we can apply for clinical trials. Without the clinical trials, I think FDA or any government will not give any approval if it is going to be a drug to a patient. If it is cosmetic reasons, all those things, that is different. We are cosmetic healthcare. Okay, even now cosmetics is healthcare. Okay, this is very, very critical. How long you can keep working on that? That's what we call valley of death. So valley of death means it's taking up a lot of money, time, efforts, but we are not taking up into a progressively. The direction will be really fine, but unable to get the money. So what we need to look into that is how long we can sustain. I mean, financial sustainability. Okay. So at what point of time we need to jump ship in the sense, okay, close the company like that. So there only we need to find it out where we have the valley of death. Okay. So it keeps plunging. One point of time, yes, breakthrough will be in terms of money, funding. Okay, you would have got the funding, or the technology would have gone to a different level, which whereby definitely it has a commercial value. When we meet up with the investors, they say, okay, I'm fine to put the money. Or you could have revised your grant proposal and then say, okay, I have made some breakthroughs, which we need to show it as proof. Proof is basically definitely we need some scientific publications. Then basic of the scientific publications, then we go for the patent. That is the bottom line, because we cannot publish too much also, because when you publish too much, we cannot go for a patent. Next slide, please. So there should be somewhere we need to have a turning point. Okay, this is the market of global biotechnology. Now everybody talks in terms of nanomedicine, nanotechnology like that, where we have the drug which is already commercially available, make the formulation, and then this formulation will be at the nano level, at the nanotechnology level. So that's what we call it as nanomedicine. Next slide, please. Okay, this is nanoformulation. Why we need nanoformulation? Nanoformulation is basically to circumvent the side effects. Because as you know, very simple example I can give, cancer. For cancer, they give chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is they do give it through saline. Saline in the sense infusion we call it. Okay, so where they give the drug into the saline and slowly the drug passes through. It goes through the blood and passes through the system, passes through the system. So we call it systemic. The thing is, there is a lot of toxicity for these anti-cancer drugs because it is affecting even the normal cells. Definitely, that's the toxic effect it's bringing. It's very pathetic. Okay, very simple. We can look into that is airfall, and they become thin like anything, right? So we strongly believe using this nanoformulation, we can minimize the side effect. Not only that, the drug load attacks the target site. Target site is the tumor. Example, tumor of the brain, tumor of the lungs, tumor of the liver, or in the breast. So more amount of drug goes and attack to the tumor site. Any questions? Because I think Kumaran let me know about the timing also. Okay, when you look into that, there are a lot of publications coming up in terms of nanomedicine or nanotechnology. But parallelly, when you look into that, these graphs are a lot of skyscrapers. Okay, but when you look into in terms of what do you say, patent, okay, it's very little, very, very little. You'll have tens of thousands of publications, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 publications. or even 100,000 publications. But when you look into in terms of the patent or a product which is commercially approved, is very minimal, very minimal. Maybe 2 or 3 drugs may be approved per year by FDA. But when you look into the terms of publications, it's enormous. And patents maybe in thousands. Okay, then next coming to that, you say phase 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, right? So what we are now looking into is what in terms of the clinical research, clinical trials research or clinical research that's going on at different phases. There are different phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That's what I'm talking about, clinical trials. Next slide, please. That's again 2%. Okay, you may think about, yeah, that's hang on. Thank you. Kindly hang on. So just 2% of the publications that is getting converted into clinical trials. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. And then think about that. Not necessarily all the clinical trials can end up into market. The product that's taking up at the clinical trials will end up in market. No, that's not also possible. Upon say something like to our understanding, 5% only enter the market. So there is a lot of things that's happening in the clinical research space. Next slide, please. Okay, so we, of course, there are a lot of biotech companies now in India also. Okay, let me talk in a very simple way. First and foremost, a startup company need to know what is the statement and what is going to be the solution, existing solution. Again, I repeat what I already said, and what the startup company is going to give you a solution. Okay, fine. So we need to find it out. First we need to find out at the local level, say at the state level, district level, or at the state level. There is a problem. Okay, that's fine. So we need to find whether the company can give a solution. If it is going to give a solution, how long it will take for that solution to reach to the client or customer. So if there is a cancer patient, if you are going to come up with a drug delivery system, forget about the new drug discovery. We are not at all going to that space. Okay, so a drug delivery system, we need to find it out how long it will take. All those things only we have the regulators. When you have the regulators, clinicians, that is the doctors, as well as the business development people, we can really have a brainstorming session and reach up to them, requesting them, okay, this is the problem, this number of people are affected, we are able to give a solution, and they can easily find it out how long it will take to give a solution to the client. So that is very, very important. Not necessarily, let me tell you, not necessarily it need to be a product, a drug, or pharmaceutical. Even we tried 2 things. I was in connect with the Periyar Maniamma University, sanitary pads. So what we thought of having a biologically degradable sanitary pads from KENAF. We are still working on that with the Periyar Maniamma University. So we are trying to come up with a lot of other sources also. So that way, yes, of course, we are working out to our best to come up with a biodegradable, biocompatible sanitary pads. So where there is a problem, cervical cancer, because of the, if there is not good feminine hygiene happening in their specific district or a state, cervical cancer will be high. Okay, that's indirect. So to circumvent or to negate the higher incidence of cervical cancer, what we need to find it out? Yes, okay, there is a feminine hygiene issue going on. They are not looking into that seriously. So let's create an awareness, first awareness level, and then coming up with an affordable feminine hygiene products. Okay,
Raghavan,
so that is how we are working.
Raghavan, probably we will have another 10 minutes, but it's, I mean, you have another 3 slides more.
Only one more thing I want to talk, that's all. It's a product, not the slides. Okay, we see a lot of polystyrene, plastic plates, paper plates. Sorry, stop, Kumaran, you can stop the slides. Okay, I'll keep talking, that's fine. So what we now wanted is those, what do you say, those plates, okay, where eat and all, okay, those plates are, it's not, it's biodegradable, a lot of problems are there. So what we look into that is where we have a lot of plant, one of we call beetle, okay. So that one, we are looking into that very seriously, where they can have it as a raw material to come up with the plate. Okay, so those two things, yes, I'm working on with the technology business incubator of Periyar Maniamma University. We are looking into that very seriously. That's all. Thank you very much. I'm happy to take any questions.
Raghavan, I have first question is like, the startup, it's a more lonely period you are traveling it. So like you need to survive for at least minimum 5 years to become reasonable with the profit. Like, do you do any other technique to survive during this difficult period?
Correct. Very good question, because we are also facing the same issues. So what do you need to find it out is from where all we can get the cash flow. Okay, like offering training, like offering services, like that we need to find it out where all, because we cannot keep on relying on a single thing for the funding process. So we need, as a startup company, we need to find out from where all we can get other funding, because we need to be run. So in that way, what we wanted is, we wanted to know, we, of course, we can offer training, we can offer services, right? So like that, we need to work it out in such a way where there is perennial cash flow. Otherwise, we'll get stuck. That's very difficult then. Any questions?
Any other questions from audience?
If there is no question, because before Zoom disconnects, shall we wind up, or always? I'm open for any questions. Feel free.
They are also in the startup. Dr. Shantalakshmi, Dr. Shivakumar, do you have any questions to Dr. Ranganathan? Okay, basically, I would like to ask you, Ranganathan, maybe the last question. Like you have both your company in the US as well as in India. Like, what is the basic difference there and here? What is your, what do you want to do something to improve this startup in India? What are the aspects you want from government side or ecosystem?
Okay, very important thing is now you can look into that. Bangalore is the startup hub. Now slowly Noida and Chennai is catching up in terms of course Hyderabad also. They are seriously thinking in terms of the startup hub or towards that direction. But again, it's a lot depends on the government policy, because in US we can have the startup status for a biotech company for nearly 8 years. 8 years, but here they don't have those provisions and all. So they need to come up, segregate. Okay, this company, okay, this sector will take a longer time to mature. So we don't need to keep on pestering them for paper submission, all those monthly, yearly submission, all those things. But we need to clearly, when we register itself, we need to clearly say, okay, this is the biotech company, this is a service, this is a product. So yes, of course, that way is fine. There, relatively to get the funding is not that difficult, But again, when you look into that, nearly 95% of the startup company burns off within a year. Why? Yeah, scaling up. Scaling up is the major problem. Anywhere you look into that in terms of the biotech, in the lab, it works great. It will work great. But slowly, when you wanted to come scale up, it fails, really fails. Or there will be a lot of problems coming up, popping up. We need to have a good guy who can troubleshoot that problem. That's very important. So that way, yes, of course.
Raghavan, my point is what I would like to know, like during the struggle period, biotech companies, they should have some concrete money flow. Is it from other sources, or because they can expect money only in later years? So what is your view on this?
Okay, yes, that's what I'm saying. They need to give training. Through the training, they can get some money, because manpower development. Okay, giving some workshops like that, or training programs, or taking up the small internship projects, 3 months, 4 months, so that they keep publishing, and thereby they can get for the master student or undergrad final year projects, they can take it up, and then they can work towards that, so that small money keeps coming up, and whereby they also keep publishing. You can look into our company website also, pumpsconnect.com/publications. We need to continuously show the technology development, not technology progress. Then only they'll say, okay, company is good like that. So in terms of the cash flow, we need to find out a lot of alternate things. One thing is training, or take some soft bank loans, 3 or 4 years bank loans. Thereby you can get some money like that. That's how you keep rotating the cash flow. Am I clear?
Yeah, clear, Raghavan. Thank you, Raghavan. So that's a good idea, like training and the workshops, and we can earn some money, giving your presentations and sharing your experience. Yes. And also it's a good way. And you can also participate in hackathon, so you will get some money. Yes. Or something like so on. Thank you. Any other questions from participants? I request participants to just take the snapshot of your screen and send to Dean Research at PMI.edu email. Dr. Raghavan, you can also, if possible, take a snapshot, print screen, and send it to email or WhatsApp. So we will have a collage to submit the report. So that will be a proof, like we have so many people are attending and watching. Of course, we are going to upload this video in YouTube. So thank you. Any other questions?
But I am using the phone now because my laptop, I'm using it for other reasons. Okay. Can you guys take up the screenshot?
Yeah, I've taken other. I also requested others. I have taken 2-3 shots. Others also taken it. So I will. If there is no question, so we have only a minute. So probably we'll end. I really thank you, Dr. Raghavan, for a short time. Mohammad, Ashik, do you have any question? Anyone of you do you have questions? Otherwise, we are going to have less than a minute is there. Exactly a minute is there. So we are going to wind up. Otherwise, I'll give a vote of thanks. Raghavan, I think there is no more questions. So I give you, it's a really, we thank for your support, for giving, you are sharing your experience. Palms Connect, those you have a startup in India and the US. So you will, that you have shared your experience. So it's really a difficult period for any startup, particularly in biotech industry. So thank you very much, Raghavan.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being our guest. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I disconnect, yeah? Thank you.